Hello out there, this is going to be part 3 of my Morton's Neuroma post-op recovery video series. So today is Friday, and it is Friday the 8th. I had the surgery on January 28th, so that was a Monday. So we're about 7 plus 12 days post-surgery. 12 days after surgery, and it's been a tricky week. I have to admit. It's in a couple ways. One of those ways has been sleep. I'm having definitely some difficulty sleeping, and I think the reasons for that are that I'm just not very active. I'm keeping my leg elevated. I'm laying either in my recliner or on the couch or on the bed for 95% of the day. I find that when I sit or stand for extended periods of time, I start to get some pain and swelling. And that's kind of pretty much normal from what I've heard. You're going to get swelling. You had surgery. Probably one of the biggest things I want to go over is the fact that some of the post-op pain. I want to talk about that. So a few nights this week, I had some pain in the foot, and the pain was very similar to the pain that brought this up to begin with. So it's pretty much like the pain I had before I had the surgery. So that would be concerning, I'm sure, to anybody. You get a surgery to correct pain and to remove it, and how is it that I'm having the same pain? And when I saw the doctor, I did see the doctor on Monday, and that was, today's Friday, so on Monday, that was, 5 days ago, this week. And I brought that up, and basically what he told me is, and you may experience this too, what happens is you had a surgery, and there's a swelling, and your foot is going to swell, and when it swells, it's putting pressure on your other nerves. Okay, so you've got several nerves in your foot, and your entire foot is swelling. So as the swelling occurs, you get your pain, and that's why it feels like the same pain, because the swelling and the inflammation, it's all pressing on your good nerves. That's temporary. I'm happy to say that it has subsided some in the past day or two. Okay, so that's a good thing. But if you're experiencing some of the same similar pain post-op that you had pre-op, then there's a possibility that it's related to the swelling and inflammation in your foot, which is causing the nerves that are still there in your foot, the good ones, to be pressed on and agitated, and you get some discomfort from that. My doctor gave me another prescription. It's called Duexis. Basically it's ibuprofen, but it's ibuprofen with I think you call it a Pepsid, and what that is in your stomach, because when I take ibuprofen or Motrin and things like that, my stomach doesn't like it, and it just feels like I got a stomach ache, essentially. But I find that this particular medicine, I'm not having that stomach ache issue. So, but it's helping, with the inflammation, I believe, but it's not totally knocking out all the pain. Um, but the pain, again, is due to the inflammation. We've discussed it. I told you about that. And each day there's a little bit more improvement. Um, so overall, I think we're heading in the right direction. Um, the other concern I'm having is now my other foot. So I had the surgery on the left foot, but now my right foot is, there's some discomfort in it. Now it's at the bottom of the foot and the ball of the foot. So if this were my foot, it'd be in this area here, essentially. The thing that concerns me about that is it's close to the area where I had pain in my left foot, where the neuroma was. Couple things about that is I'm not having any nerve pain in the right foot. That's the foot that wasn't operated on, by the way. So on the right foot, I'm not having any nerve pain, but I am having just a little bit of tenderness, and it feels like it's just a little aggravated. I think what that is about is the fact that I'm using my right leg, my good foot. It's doing 80-90% of the work, you know. So anytime I do move around and get something to drink or use the restroom, whatever it is, that you're really putting a lot of more. You're asking your right foot a lot. Oh, you're asking a lot more out of your right foot. Okay, so I'm hoping that that's what that's all about. Just I'm asking more of my right foot, and you're not walking normally when you are walking, because my left foot is in a surgical post-op shoe, and that keeps the foot really flat. One thing they don't want to see, and now I'm talking about the foot that I had surgery on, which was the left foot. They said they don't want you to do anything like that. So kind of getting on your tippy toes, as if you're reaching up for something high. They don't want you to do that, because that would really put a lot of pressure and tension on the stitches and could possibly cause a problem there. And so of course we don't want to have that issue. And with the surgical surgical shoe, it keeps the bottom of your foot flat. So the way it's on my foot with Velcro and everything, it's really easy to get on and off. But see, you're going to walk around with, you're not probably wearing that surgical shoe on both feet. So you're going to be a little uneven there. And you're still being very ginger whenever you do walk on it, on the left foot. But again, the concern is at this time, and I'll bring it up to my doctor, I'm getting the stitches out not next Monday, but the following Monday. So in about 10 days. In about 10 days, I'll be getting the stitches out. Yay. And then, and that's pretty much 3 weeks. 3 weeks post-op, I'm getting the stitches out. And again, right now, I'm pretty much in 1 3/4 week at this point, post-op. So there you have it. That's where I'm at this point. There has been improvement, absolutely. It's a bit slower than I'd like it to be, but you just got to be patient. You got to stay on the program. You got to stay positive. What's the program? Rest, ice, elevate, and just staying off that foot, you know. And it's hard. It's hard because who wants to stay in bed all day? Maybe some people do. But if you're like me and you want to get moving around and start doing things, then you do want to get out of the bed or the chair or wherever you're relaxing and elevating that foot. So I'll probably do another video sometime next week, because I'm getting to a point where every day that I go by, we're not seeing twice the amount of improvement, or you know, it's pretty much increments at this time, little increments. So I'll probably do at least one more video sometime next week and see how things are going, and what changes there may be, if any. Hopefully there's no setbacks, of course. And I'll certainly do a video as well after I get the stitches removed. And I would imagine maybe at that point, barring any setbacks, I'll be in a really good position at that point. I'll be really ready to get back to life, you know, and getting this thing behind me. So just hang in there. I'm happy to answer questions too. If you've got questions, leave them, you know, in the comments section there. I'll try to get back to you. And you know, keep in mind your situation may be very different from mine. You may have a very different, you know, condition, or you might have several conditions, or so, you know, just make sure you listen to your doctor. But I hope these videos are helping, and I will introduce you to my cat here. You might have seen, you know, little Zoe here. Okay, so she says hi, and goodbye for now. Thanks for watching.